another tutorial. This is a Valentine's Day makeup. This is really good for the girls who like girly, glam, glittery, soft pastel looks. Nothing too dramatic. It's still really glamorous, but it's not heavy, it's not too dark, and everything is pastel and glittery and girly and romantic. So if you're not a smoky eyes girl or a dark lip girl, this is perfect for you. And I have lipstick on my teeth. So I'm going to take you through all the steps, and I do my entire face from top to bottom, even my brows, everything. So I hope you guys enjoy this look. Let's get started. So I'm just going to start out with some of my Mario Badescu facial spray. Go in with some Moisture Infusion from MAC. I'm going to do some strobe cream from MAC as well. For extra glowiness, I'm using like a pea-sized amount. In the winter time, your skin gets really dry, and I know that we like to glow up with highlighters, creams, powders, liquids, but really, if your skin is nice and hydrated and you have a good base, as in your skin, everything else will just look that much better. Because if your skin is dry, peely, not really brightened, it just is not gonna, the makeup is not gonna settle right. And no matter how many glowy powder you look, how much glowy powder you use, or even liquids, your skin is still not gonna look like it's really glowing from the inside. You want your skin to look healthy, and a good base and good skincare is what gets you there. So now I'm applying Smashbox Photo Ready Primer. And I really like to work that into the areas where your pores look the largest, and also areas where you have some wrinkles and stuff. So I'm using the regular oil-free one. So for foundation, I'm gonna mix a bunch of foundations. I've just been trying to like get rid of all the foundations that I have built up for the last 2 years. So I'm mixing these three. This is the CoverGirl Outlast. I never really liked this because it's too yellow. So I've just been mixing like a drop every time I do my foundation just to get rid of it. And also the coverage is nice, just the color is really off. So I'm just going to be mixing that. I have my plate here that I use as like a palette. So I'm just going to take a pump, maybe two. We'll see. And then I'm going to take the True Match Lumi Healthy Luminous. This is like a dupe for NARS Sheer Glow. I don't feel like using my Sheer Glow. I don't know. Sometimes I just want something lighter. I took 2 pumps of that. And then I'm going to take my Armani Luminous Silk. I'm trying to get rid of this too. So I'm just going to, you hear it's already running out. I'm just going to take some of that. And have it here. Mixed. So I just like to take my finger and like pat it so that the product mixes in with itself. So for my eyebrows, I'm going to start out by brushing and kind of using my fingers to get any foundation. I don't really go over my eyebrows with foundation. I shouldn't do that at all. Anyway, so I'm going to start with the Urban Decay Original Primer Potion. I like to just take a big blob of that on the back of my hand, and I like to warm it up with my fingers before I apply it because it tends to be kind of chunky, and I like it to be really, really smooth. So I like to heat it up, and I'm going to put that all over the lid, and I also am going to run that through the brow. We're also going to put that underneath as well. And this is a time where you can put that under your eyes as a concealer primer. And I know it seems so simple, like, oh, prime under the eyes so your concealer doesn't crease. But it's something that you don't think about, because it's like, you think, well, this is made for, you know, the eyes, not under eyes. But if it's going to stop, you know, your eyeshadow from creasing or your brows from fading, it's probably going to stop your concealer from creasing as well. So now I'm brushing through my brows and I'm using the MAC Clear Finishing Gel to go really into the brows and make those hairs stick down. And then I'm going to use an angled brush with the Naked Basics palette from Urban Decay. Wow. And I'm going to take an angled brush and use Naked 2 in Faint. And all I'm doing is just filling in the gap on the top part of the arch of my brow just because they're a little uneven. So just to make them kind of look the same, I just filled in that just a little bit and then used my spoolie to shape my brow. And then to soak up any excess primer on my lid, I took the Foxy color from the palette and just soaked up that. And then I'm taking my Camouflage palette from Coastal Scents with a little detailer brush from Real Techniques. And I'm just going to highlight my brow. So as you can see, I'm just highlighting the brow, mixing the white shade with the concealer shade, and then I'm using a little bit of that where the arch is. That's going to highlight the arch and make them look a little more highlighted, defined, and just give a nice, sexy, clean look. And then going back in with my Sigma foundation brush to just blend out the excess concealer. My Naked 3 palette because I want these like taupey pinky shades. I'm going to take a 224 brush from MAC, color Limit. I'm going to start working that right in my crease, right in the socket. It's so pretty. Now I'm going to take Nooner, which as everybody knows is the deeper mauve shade. And instead of blending that as high as we took Limit, we're going to keep that a little lower right in the actual socket. So as before, when you saw I was blending, I went up. Now when I'm blending, I'm literally keeping it right in that socket. Back and forth, back and forth. Pressing the brush in and wiggling, not literally doing this. Pressing the brush and wiggling. Now to start the cleanup, I am going to take another fluffy blending brush. This is from Royal and Landnickel. It's the Pro Tapered Blender 150. So I'm going to take Strange. Am I going to take Strange? Well, I think Strange has a little, we'll use a little bit of Strange. Just to smooth out the edges, just a little bit. So that everything stays nice and smooth. So you can skip this part. I'm just taking a Sigma small tapered blending brush. I'm going to take the color Black Heart from the Naked 3 palette. It's the dark burgundy with glitter. It's almost like black. And I'm just going to put that in the very outer corner and blend with my 224 from MAC. This is optional, but it's going to be covered. Most of the color that you see, the darkness, is going to be covered by the shimmery, glittery color. So you can skip this, but it adds a little definition when the look is complete. Berry color with a fluffy brush. This is a 224 from MAC. Just a little tiny bit on the tip of the brush. I'm going to go right into the crease, like right in between the dark and the transition shade. And this is going to add a pop of more pink. It back down so it doesn't just stay like this really intense smoky eye. We're going to cover a lot of the lid space with glitter now. So I'm taking this brush from Sephora. It's a flat brush, and I'm taking the Lorac 3D Liquid Luster, the silver color, and I'm doing about 2 or 3 coats of that until my lid is covered. A little pinky, I'm going to take this fluid line from MAC. This is called Feminine Edge, and this doesn't really make a huge difference. I'm just using it to make the lid a little pinkier. Before that's completely dried up, I'm going to make my own mixture of glitter using the MAC Fuchsia glitter. Looks like these. I want you to see it. It's so pretty. And Reflex Pearl, which is my favorite. and MAC Gold Glitter. And I know you're like, that's a lot. But what I'm doing is I'm tapping tapping the brush into each glitter. So I'll tap it into the pink and knock off most of it. Tap it into the gold, knock off most of it. And tap it into the pearl. And then put that on top. And do you see how it just gives you like the prettiest, almost like an overspray? I'm going to use my NYC liquid liner and make a winged liner. I have so much glitter on my face. I'm going to have to take some tape. Tip 2, when using glitter and you want to do like a cat eye, first of all, use liquid. It's going to give you a better, smoother result. Also, when you're actually running the liquid on your lid, use a very delicate hand and don't press really hard. That's going to create lumps. The smoother the application and the softer you are, the smoother it'll look. So you want to be really, really gentle. Move your head back. And almost don't even like really use the brush. It's almost like you're just using the liquid. The brush is just there to help. If you think of it like that, you won't press as hard and you won't get as many bumps because the liquid on top of the glitter, it's textured, so you are going to see bumps. Some people do the liquid first and then do their glitter. To me, that's a mess. I prefer it this way. So that's just a little tip, to be really smooth and let the liquid kind of do most of the work. Also, don't, when you pull it out, don't wipe it. You want that product. You want as much product on the brush as possible because then you're going to get that really smooth application.
So once you have your cat eyes done, I like to take a detailer brush. You could use a small concealer brush, a lip brush, a detail brush, and you'll see I'm going to show you a few different options. And then just take some concealer that matches your foundation, or even just use a foundation that you used, or mix concealers together, whatever you want to do. I like to take that flat synthetic brush that I'm showing you here, and I'm going to use my Coastal Scents Camouflage palette to create the perfect concealer to match my foundation. And then I'm going to run that along the edge of the eyeliner, and that's going to give a really nice clean, crisp look to the liner. And also it can be used as an eraser to even the liner and make both of them have the same shape and length. So now I'm using my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the color Custard. I don't really love this stuff. I'm just trying to get rid of it. So now I'm going to go over that with my Age Rewind Concealer in Light. I'm going to spray my Real Technique sponge and blend all that out. And I'm going to, before I've completely blend it all, I'm going to go in with my concealer stick from Black Radiance as my contour. And I really like using this because selfie time. It's the perfect warm / cool shade to contour with for my skin tone, and it blends so nicely almost into nothing, and I love how it looks. And I'm taking this angled brush. I forgot where it's from, but it's a really nice flexible blending brush to blend all of that out, and also take my Sigma small angled brush for the nose contour, and then go back in with my sponge to just make everything smooth and make everything nice and defined. Now with a sponge, I'm going to set my under eyes and set all those highlighted areas with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Light. And I am using just a sponge that I buy from my kit. They're just different kind of sponges. They're like $2 for a bag of like 50. I got it at the beauty supply store. So I'm just setting all that concealer. And then I'm going to use a duo fiber brush to knock off all that excess powder and really make sure that everything blends nice and smoothly together. So I want my cheeks to be really glowy, so I'm going in with this baked blush from Milani called Luminoso. Gives you the most gorgeous pinky peach glowy cheek. And then for a little more color, I'm going to take the Balm's Hot Mama blush. This is very much like NARS Orgasm, but I actually prefer this one. And I'm going to run that all along the cheekbones because it actually gives you like a nice blush and highlight combo. Then I'm going to take this Victoria's Secret highlighting powder. It's a really nice pink highlighting powder. You could also use MAC's Blonde or anything that has like a pinky golden color to it. And then to really highlight even more, I'm going to take this Naked Luminous highlighting powder. And it's almost like really glittery. So I like to pack it on and then take a big fluffy blending brush to knock off all the excess. And now I'm going to take more of my rose water spray and set my face before I do my lower lash line or anything like that. And then I'm going to take some Soft and Gentle. I know I'm using a lot of products, but I'm the kind of person that likes to layer different products to get the look I want. So you can definitely skip all these steps. I'm just showing you what I actually am wearing, just in case you are curious, because I'm always getting questions about the glow, but I use a lot of products to achieve it. I also went over my face with Refined Golden Bronzer from MAC. I don't know where that clip is, but I did. And now I'm just doing some mascara on my lower lash line. I also applied a little bit of that pink eyeshadow on the lower lash line. So I did my lips with Boldly Bare Lip Liner from MAC and then filled them in with InSync Lip Pencil from MAC. And just went back and forth until everything was nice and smooth and creamy. And then I topped it off with Snob lipstick from MAC as well.
Look, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, rate, comment, and subscribe. Well, like and rate, same thing. But yeah, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Gabriella Glamour. Also, you can follow me on Snapchat at Gabriella Glamour minus the R. So Gabriella Glamour. Thank you so much for watching. I love you and have a blessed, sexy Valentine's Day. Mwah. Stay glam.